Hey, Miles here, milesbeckler.com. In this video, you are going to learn the 5 free keyword suggestion tools you can use in order to come up with a limitless number of content marketing ideas. You'll be able to get blog post ideas, video ideas, podcast topic ideas, etc. And in a second, we're going to jump on my computer. You're going to follow along. I'm going to share my screen so you can see where to find these tools and how to use them. And again, they're all free tools. Now, as a content marketer, right, someone growing an audience and a brand and a business online, there's a direct correlation to how much great content, highly valuable content that's properly optimized you're publishing and how much traffic that you're experiencing. On my website, milesbeckler.com, just about 3 years ago, I was getting approximately 60 visits per month. It's about 2 per day. Now I'm getting about 60,000 visits per month. The difference, I've got about 350 highly optimized, great pieces of content that my audience is looking for. And how do I know what they're looking for? How do you know what your audience is looking for? It's these tools here. And real quick, before we jump in, this is different from a keyword research tool. A keyword research tool, by definition, is going to tell you what the search volume is and what the difficulty is. But those tools don't always have great suggestion engines. And that's what we're looking for here is topic ideas. So you go through these processes, you'll come up with a list of great topics, and then you'll go do keyword research on those topics to find out which ones have the highest search volume and the lowest difficulty score. This is how you keep moving forward. Let's jump on the computer and get started. So the first one that we have is also Askcom. Now, I need an example for this, so we're going to go down the self-hypnosis path. The idea is that I'm a hypnotherapist and I either do sessions or I sell downloadables, etc. So that's what we're going to use. So all you do in this one is, number one, you choose your country. So there's several different countries you can choose. You obviously can toggle the language, and then you put in your keyword phrase. I've already got self-hypnosis here, and then you click search. Now, this tool is 100% free right now. I've seen other tools in this space go to a paid model, so I assume that they are going to eventually go to a paid model. I'm guessing they'll always give you some access for free, but they'll probably do more on the paid side here soon. Now, when it loads, it's pretty small. Let me zoom in real quick for us so we can take a better gander. The first thing you notice is it's this kind of like mind map type style. If you want to just export all of the ideas and get them into a spreadsheet, there's the save CSV up top. And if you like the mind map version, you can save it as a PNG. But what you notice is this first one here is self-hypnosis, and then it has all of the questions that are commonly asked around this topic. So you put in your main topic and you get to see all of the different ideas. So can you self-hypnotize yourself? Can hypnosis be dangerous? Can everyone be easily hypnotized? Is self-hypnosis the same as meditation? I mean, these are powerful ideas. If you have not written a blog post, or me in this example, right, kind of looking at the combination or the intersection or the questions around what's the difference between hypnosis and meditation, bingo, here is a total entrance point for maybe a group of people who meditate who are interested in what I do. And then they get actually kind of a little bit deeper. So can hypnosis be dangerous? Can you lie under hypnosis? How long does hypnosis take to work? All kinds of questions, people interested in hypnosis. Can you be stuck in hypnosis? And then there's another dozen or two questions here. And these are the questions that the people in your niche, in your space, are commonly asking. Therefore, when you're ready to make another video, when you're ready to make another blog post, here's your topic ideas. And again, I would collect the ones that are most relevant that I haven't talked about yet, and then I would go plug them into the keyword research tool. Now, I have another video that teaches how to do keyword research. I'll have that pop up in the top right corner of this video, but let's move on to the next one. I'll add it in the description. That video will be linked to in the description as well. So the second tool is called LSI Graph. Now, LSI stands for Latent Semantic Analysis. This is a super geeky phrase about how Google is trying to understand the words you have on your blog post. And essentially what it means is, what it does is it analyzes the surrounding text. So when it finds the phrase self-hypnosis over and over, it's analyzing what other words commonly show up around that phrase. So it's a correlation tool, and it's a part of the algorithm on Google, and it's becoming more and more a part of the algorithm as Google moves to the NLP, machine learning AI system, which is natural language processing. So again, I'm just going to jump in and type in the same phrase to see what we get here after I remove their gigantic call to action. And 1 second, let me type it in here. Okay, and CAPTCHA solved, we are now inside. Now this looks a lot more like a very common keyword research tool, which you're probably used to seeing. Now I don't pay for this. I don't recommend subscribing for this. Again, this is an idea generation tool based on one specific kind of part of the greater Google algorithm, the LSI. And it's a great tool to cross-reference from time to time to get more ideas. And all you really need to do is look down the list for the ideas. You notice they do show you the volume, the search volume, but you don't have a keyword difficulty score, which is something that you want to add on. So sleep hypnosis looks wonderful with 18,100 searches, but how difficult is that phrase? That's the ultimate question, and that's why I recommend you still go through the other keyword research video. But you can see here, there is just a list of the different ones. So self-hypnosis YouTube. You could do a roundup of the top 10 self-hypnosis channels on YouTube. And that could be a great blog post that's going to attract you or connect you with people looking for more self-hypnosis. And you literally just go down and self-hypnosis books. What are the top 10 self-hypnosis books for 2020? As I'm recording this, it's in December of 2019, so that would be a relevant, timely post. And this is where you go to get ideas. It does show you some of the top performing content, but there's better tools for that. Ultimately, we're just in here looking for the ideas that come up, and what it's telling you is the word books comes up a lot around self-hypnosis. YouTube comes up a lot around self-hypnosis. Sleep comes up. Techniques comes up, etc., etc. Jot these down. You can also, I believe you can generate export of keywords. Maybe you actually have to upgrade for exporting the keywords. I would just jot down notes on the ones I wanted or go type them in a notepad, pop them into my keyword tool. And that's number 2, lsigraph.com. Number 3 is Answer the Public, and this tool used to be free and now it's a paid tool. When I say it's a paid tool, they have a pro level. You can still leverage the tool for free. Now I would never sign up for this, and I honestly don't come back often. There's a great lesson in branding here with the impatient individuals staring at you while you're trying to do creative work. I would never want to go back to this website over and over and over. I use it every once in a while. I get all the data out of it and I don't come back. We could probably do a whole video on why you don't want impatient people as your branding, but that's what they did. So anyways, what we have here is the inability to select a different region, which means I'm going to get the UK answers only from this. I can't select over to USA unless I upgrade to premium, which I personally don't recommend and don't use, but we're going to type it in, self-hypnosis. Now you're going to notice this one looks very similar to the first one, and that's why I have also asked as the first one, because ultimately they give you all the regions you want for free, and they don't have an impatient individual staring at you, annoying you while you're trying to come up with ideas. Now in this tool, what they do well, because I want to give them props for the tool, they have several different categories of the mind map. So whereas in the first one, you just got a single mind map, and you can see it's kind of a similar layout here, we have a mind map around the questions, prepositions, comparisons, alphabeticals, and related. So we're going to look through all of these. Now, if this mind map style is not easy for you to read, if you don't like it, you are able to flip it over to the data mode. And this simply just says, with the keyword self-hypnosis, all variations based on are, here they are, variations based on can, how, you're going to see who, what, why, those types of phrases, when, where, the types of phrases. So these are just the same phrases and the same questions laid out in a different way. But you have a visualization map right here for the questions, and then they have the prepositions. They have 80 different preposition results. Again, so they just add can, and they're doing an autocomplete scrape, for, autocomplete scrape, is, etc., etc. And I'm not going to go too deep into these, but we're at 80 plus 61. That's 140. I think there were 50 in the first one. 468 different options here. We're sitting at about 600 plus ideas, and you can always use this download CSV right here up top, and it'll take the whole list for you. But you know, now you have 700 plus keyword phrases. You're going to need to go through and figure out, okay, which ones are most relevant, which ones are trending with current trending topics, which ones are most important to your customer avatar who wants to pay you money. Start with those and then bring them into the keyword tool to get data to help you make that final decision. But this is a great way to get a large volume of suggestions. And we're moving on to number 4, which is our good buddy Google.com. I think way too many people overlook the amount of data and information present on Google available for search marketers. We want to drive traffic from Google, but oftentimes what works from Google's eyes, right? What's working in the Google algorithm is hidden in plain sight on Google. So I'm gonna show you a few ways that I use Google. I'm on Google. Every blog post, I Google the phrase, what's the intent, etc. So let's once again type in self-hypnosis. So the first thing you're going to notice is we have an autocomplete. So it's telling us the different thing, the most common phrases associated with self-hypnosis that Google sees, right? Google gets trillions of searches, and these are the most common ones. So as a self-hypnosis professional, I would be asking myself, do I have a session for pain, for anxiety, for sleep, and to quit smoking? Because those are clearly the most relevant problems people are searching for solutions for. But then we see again, the books shows up. So you could do a review of the books, like I mentioned earlier. Apps show up, and then the different techniques. So those are kind of listicles that you could do. Right now, I'm going to show you that you can do, you can start to add more parameters. So if I add space 4, it's going to tell me self-hypnosis 4, and these are kind of, when I'm looking problem solution, it's giving me more and more. If you're doing an Amazon review site in like kitchen knives, best kitchen knives 4, and you'll see vegetables for meat, for deboning, for bread, all of the different kind of suggestions from there. And that's how you can get some really good ideas. But next, we're going to search it. So I'm just searching self-hypnosis, and I'm going to ignore the ads, right? Excuse me. Noticing that there's a video here on self-hypnosis, what that tells me is I could probably go create a video if I have a channel with some authority, and there's a good chance I can get my video on the first page of Google if I out-optimize these 3 that are showing up. If you don't show videos on the first page of Google, you're probably not going to stick a video on the first page of Google. Remember, Google understands what search phrases are relevant for video viewers and what are relevant for readers. So if you see a video and you have a channel growing, make sure you make a video on that topic. But next up, we see this people also ask box. This doesn't always pop up, but what it shows me, or what it shows you as a kind of a researcher here, is when people search for self-hypnosis, they often do multiple searches. It's a very generic term, right? It's actually kind of a sub-niche, if you will. It's not a super focused term. So what Google's showing you is the most common next phrases people search. So can you self-hypnotize yourself? What is self-hypnosis and how does it work? Is self-hypnosis the same as meditation? How do you come out of hypnosis? So you could potentially have an individual blog post on each of those topics, or if you're doing one major kind of skyscraper post on self-hypnosis, you'd probably want to use those as your H2s. Now, as you scroll down, pay attention to what is bolded. Now, it's not always different, but if Google thinks there's a synonym here to self-hypnosis, I would see it as one of the bolded items. And I don't. Everything I'm seeing bolded is self-hypnosis. And then at the bottom, we have the searches related to self-hypnosis. And these are, again, more suggested phrases because Google understands the user behavior, right? Somebody who makes it to the bottom of page 1 probably didn't get what they were searching for. So these are the most common next phrases people search after searching this one when they didn't find exactly what they want. Now, what you can do with these is you can kind of go down the rabbit hole. So we can go from the self-hypnosis phrase, and now I'm going to look at self-hypnosis audio, and I'm just going to click it. It's going to research self-hypnosis audio. Now I'm one layer removed from where I was, and I'm seeing videos are showing up again. I'm seeing people also ask. So here's 4 more blog post ideas based on the idea of an audio. And then I go down to the bottom, seeing the books. We heard books keep popping up. Now I go down to the bottom and best self-hypnosis audio, free hypnosis downloads for self-esteem. Like right there, if you don't have that as a lead magnet, there's a brilliant lead magnet idea that's generated one layer below what my main niche is right here. Best self-hypnosis audio Quora, free hypnosis downloads for anxiety. So a lot of great ideas. And again, you can go deeper and deeper. So I can go yet another layer deep. I just went into free hypnosis for self-esteem. Again, we have the same things, right? Videos, people also ask, but I'm going straight to the bottom. Hypnosis for confidence and motivation, super self-confidence hypnosis. So now I'm seeing the confidence idea coming out as I follow this path down. And this is how you can kind of follow a path of relevance, and Google's showing you step by step by step what's the next most relevant idea, what's the next most relevant idea, and you just make sure you've got content for all of these relevant ideas that you have. That's how I use Google each and every time. It's also worthy when you're here. Pay attention to what's ranking, pay attention to the phrases and the angles and the types of posts. Are they doing lists? Is it top 10 list? Is it best for 2020? You can come up with kind of the angles of what your content is at the same time that you're doing this sort of research. And finally, number 5 on the list is the keyword sheeter. So it's keyword, Keyword, sheeter, Sheeter. It used to have a less appropriate name with a toilet on the branding, and they're taking it seriously now. So what you do on this tool, this is probably going to give you the highest output. You're probably going to get more phrases from this tool than any of them. So I'm going to type in self-hypnosis. Oops, I got to click in the box real quick. One sec. So you type it in, you click the sheet keywords button, and all of a sudden it starts to run for you. And you're going to notice right here in the generate ideas, it just keeps going and going. What this is doing is actually scraping a lot of the autocomplete ideas. Those were the ideas that Google suggested when we started to type in the phrases. And then it looks at the other ones and it generates more and more. And so it's kind of scraping a lot of this data. I believe it actually pulls in keyword suggestions from multiple API sources. Now you can see we're at 516 results, and it's going to keep going. You could literally set this up, go for a walk in the neighborhood, come back, go to the gym, come back, and it will be quite big. I think once you get around the 500 to 800 range, it really starts to slow down at that point. I'm just going to stop it right now because there's really no need for it to keep growing and growing right now for our purposes. On the right, it does offer you the ability to actually get the search volume and the cost per click volume from all of this. You can purchase it. So for like 200 coins, you get, it's very inexpensive. I don't even know the math on that. It's pennies per, but if you already have access to a keyword tool, what we want to do is we want to just generate the ideas. And one of the cool things we have here, like obviously you can export the data. So you can get a CSV or an XLS, an Excel spreadsheet, etc. But you can run these filters. And this is what's really cool about the filters. So let's say I want to remove everyone who said free. So if you notice there's 561 results. I'm going to type in free, and now there's 456. Maybe I just want to get rid of all the tire kickers, right? I don't want all the free people searching for free stuff, so I get rid of that. Another thing, I don't think it's on here, but free, cheap, discount, promo, coupon. Those are the kinds of phrases that some businesses want to eliminate just because of the type of people that it attracts. So now let's say I don't do anything in the world of weight loss. I can just hit enter and I can type in weight. And it again removes all of the phrases that have weight loss. And maybe over here, I want to do a positive filter of all of the ones that say audio. So now I've taken that list that was over 500 and I have a list of all of the phrases that have the word audio in it that does not have the word free or weight in it. And obviously you can see kind of what these are. Now I just made that up, right? Like, let's be real. I just kind of came up with it. I want to go do one more on this to show you if you're doing like an Amazon affiliate site, if you're doing a review based website, adding the word for really changes the game here. So I'm going to do even on the self-hypnosis, or let's do hypnosis 4, and that's it. I'm going to leave it blank after the 4. So as content marketers, we're solution presenters. We are committed to doing the research for our audience. We're committed to finding the answers that they're interested in, but it helps us to know what their biggest questions are, right? And how do we know? Well, all that data through Google. People's confidant right now in this world in 2020 and beyond, our confidant is Google. If we have a problem in our life, if we have a question about something, we don't ask our neighbors anymore. We don't ask our coworkers. We don't ask our family. We ask Google. We ask Dr. Google. We ask our friend Google, our confidant. So this is a way to really understand what's going on. I've already got over 726. Hypnosis 4, you can see hypnosis for weight loss is absolutely huge. I'm noticing just pure volume that for weight loss is probably one of the biggest ones. And then here's all the other ideas for addiction, for alcoholism, for insomnia, for more weight loss, for warts, for varicose veins. I mean, this is absolutely incredible data. So if I was someone who was creating like obviously audio hypnosis sessions, I would look through these. I would find out what gets the most search volume and has the lowest difficulty. Okay, so this is just step one to generate all the ideas. Then what is most in alignment with my perfect customers, and what am I really good at, and then which ones of those have high search volume and low difficulty. That's the gem that I'm looking for. I like to think of it as like panning for gold, right? You walk around the riverbed, you got your shovel, you got your bucket, you got your gold pan. You're going to end up going through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds of dirt, of pay dirt, to find the little flecks of gold. But those little flecks of gold and those little clinkers can be super valuable for you in the long term. And that's what's really going on here. So if you're doing best blender for, smoothies, for snacks, for breakfast, for power shake, etc. Best kitchen knives for, right? There's ways to leverage this in a normal kind of Amazon review site if you're doing that kind of an affiliate marketing game, to just get a giant list of all the products that people are searching for, right? They're looking for the best vacuum cleaner for pet hair, for kids, for hardwood floors, for carpet, for shag carpet, etc. That's where you can find all of it by using that little bit of a for indicator. Again, negative filter, positive filter, export your data, go plug it into your normal keyword generator. And then this is, again, these were software tools. So software is wonderful. It can crunch a lot of data. It can give you a lot of ideas you hadn't necessarily thought before, but you need to apply thinking along with the data that you get, because software is just analyzing data points, right? We need that human thought. And there's another way to get yet another kind of infinite amount of understanding of what your people are searching for based on the kind of mass consciousness of your niche. Now, this video is already long enough, but I've covered that in a separate video. So it's my 5 research hacks for content marketers. I'll have it pop up on the end screen. It'll be down in the description below. Click on that if you want even more ideas. And that's how to really source more keyword and topic ideas from your audience themselves, okay? And I like doing both, because eventually you're going to need to have 500 posts on your way to 1,000 posts, because that's what the biggest, best websites in your space are doing. If it's YouTube, it's the same game. If it's a podcast, same game. Look at Joe Rogan, 1,300 podcasts. He's the biggest in the world. There is a correlation there. I hope this has been helpful. If it has, give me a thumbs up. Ask questions in the comments. Do what you do. I appreciate you. If you want to share this video, I appreciate that. I thank you. And I look forward to connecting with you on the next video. Until we meet again, be well. I'll see you soon. Cheers.